Hi, this is a small briefing of what happened today in the cryptoverse. Today is November the 23rd day 2017 and you're going to watch a small report of what happened throughout the cryptosphere. First of all, we had a slightly bearish day for Bitcoin, remaining around the $8,000 mark, and an incredibly bullish day for Bitcoin Cash. Here we have Bitcoin hovering around $8,024. We have a little retracement back from the all-time heights, and it seems to be recovering a little bit right now, but sideways, more or less sideways. And we had today the incredibly bullish day for Bitcoin Cash, where we saw more than 30% upward movement in price for Bitcoin Cash. We are now in $1,682, and it has been an incredible run. If we go to the 1 hour chart, we can see what has been going on lately. Now we are finding a little resistance over here, and we also had a very good day for Ethereum, which broke the $400 mark, and we have Ethereum still hovering around 400. Let me go to the hour chart. So that's basically it. Below those main cryptocurrencies, we have most altcoins in a bearish day with red numbers. We finally found a major retracement with IOTA after many days of price recovery. Monero is giving back a little bit to the markets too, and as you can see, the main coins all in red numbers. Power Ledger, who had been soaring so much lately, also given step back. So what can we say about news today? I'm not going to be focusing so much about what happened today exactly, but I want to focus on what is going to happen on December with the arrival of the Bitcoin future contracts to the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, because there have been many bad news around it. First of all, we had JP Morgan announcing they're going to be offering the Chicago Mercantile Exchange contract on their platform for investors. This is very curious because JP Morgan CEO recently said Bitcoin is a fraud. So nowadays it's very weird what they are saying, because if you're an investment bank, you're going to try to you're going to try to convince your client to stay away from frauds at all cost, and saying this is stupid, this is ridiculous, but we're going to be offering this anyway, is kind of nonsense. It shows the sort of mindset resistance that cryptocurrency and blockchain technology find in traditional financial markets. At this moment, JP Market JP Morgan's futures commission merchant is the second largest among US firms according to Bloomberg, providing a gateway to the Chicago Mercantile Exchange Bitcoin future market. We provide throngs of investors with the opportunity to go short or long on the price of Bitcoin without having to touch the asset. Jamie Dimon not only called Bitcoin a fraud, he also threatened to fire any employee trading it. That is outrageous. Come on, can you fire an employee because what he or she does in his or her spare time with his own money? That's preposterous. The, the option exchange CVOE has released also specification on their plans to have a product on Bitcoin future. The contracts will be listed under the symbol XBT, and of course is pending of approval from US regulators. The development backs back to August growing out on an initial partnership that saw New York-based exchange startup Gemini, owned by investor Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss, providing data to the Chicago-based CVOE. This is the second. This is the second market that is going to be given the option of trading future contracts for crypto assets. Also, the startup LedgerX has been pursuing new markets for the exchange of their contracts. So we have LedgerX, CVOE, and the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. Those three companies are launching also Bitcoin future contracts. And another thing that was known today and which is important for the crypto trading world and has something to do with what has been going on with Tether and Bitfinex. It's an information that has been known about the creation of Tether by the Bitfinex owners. A second great leakage of information has arrived. A German newspaper, and this is called Paradise Papers. In Paradise Papers, they have found that they revealed The owners, Devasini and Potter, established Tether already back in 2014. Bitfinex Giancarlo Devasini and Philip Potter has been named in the Paradise Papers, an enormous data leak identifying over 120,000 companies and individuals who have employed the services of offshore services providers operating in tax havens. The leaked documents contained evidence that Giancarlo Devasini and Philip Potter established Tether in the British Virgin Islands already back in 2014. Okay, with this kind of companies like Bitfinex, what they are doing in trading is so innovative, so technologically advanced that they escape regulation, and they had created this cryptocurrency because all of the difficulties they were facing with wire transfers around the world. Lately, there has been after the Tether hacking, there has been many people concerned about the total amount of Tether not supposedly backed by any real currency deposited in any real financial institution. So what would happen if everyone wanted to withdraw all their supposedly redeemable dollars at the same time? And I want to finish this video with a part of an interview in CNBC show Crypto Traders, which explain really clearly the implications of the arrival of the future contracts for the crypto world. This is Richard Hart, and listen carefully.
And they start testing 2 days, well, maybe 1 day now, and they launch the second week of December. This isn't like the Ledger X launch where you have to sign up new customers and onboard them. This is the same interface that people trade billions and billions and billions of dollars of commodities. They're going to have an option to trade Bitcoin. So all that liquidity that a currency needs to outcompete other currencies is finally going to show up, and it's going to make the price go to the moon.
What an amazing intro.
Okay, so Bitcoin futures is going to appear in the same interface that major investment institutions use on daily basis to trade futures from different commodities and indexes, in also Forex on their platform. So this brings the Bitcoin option to a whole new level of investment portfolios.
Explain to me what that would do to the Bitcoin price, or why that would make the Bitcoin price run.
So just recently, a person that runs a brokerage took out a full-page article in the New York Times warning that Bitcoin futures shouldn't be listed because it would endanger the entire economy of the United States. And his logic was that just as Bitcoin has gone from 700 to 7,000, so too could it easily go from 7,000 to 70,000, in which case the market would always be locked up, and the shorts that were silly enough to short the biggest bull market that mankind has ever seen would never be able to cover, and they would all go bankrupt. So I don't know about you, but if the owner of the largest brokerages in the world is afraid that Bitcoin might go from 7,000 to 70,000 before people can close their shorts, that's really good news for a speculator. Now, the mechanics of how the futures price will affect the spot price is called cash and carry arbitrage, or just cash and carry trading. It's where you see the futures is trading at $10,000 a coin, but the local spot price is trading at only $8,500. Therefore, there's a $1,500 difference that you can instantly lock in by buying the future and selling the spot, or rather selling the future and buying the spot. This drives down the price of the future, and this drives up the price of the spot.
So what these futures are actually doing, if I understand this correctly.
Okay, here he explained how the future contracts work in the market. They work by expectations, and they can bring the current price of a commodity of an asset up because of that expectation. If the price is expected to be higher in the future, people will start buying that asset today to sell and buying future sell contracts. So this can really bring the market up. But let's talk about what he said before that, which is completely shocking. He's talking about the CEO of a major brokerage firm saying that bringing those contracts can bring many trading firms to bankruptcy. That's completely insane, because I guess nobody is going to be foolish enough to short Bitcoin in such an aggressive way. And also, when you buy a contract, you are required to have a margin, and also you are not going to be allowed to invest a huge chunk of your portfolio in this kind of highly speculative future contracts. But I do think that what we are going to see with this contract is extremely revealing. I mean, we have been hearing Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies haters for years now, saying this is a bubble and that Bitcoin is worthless and so forth. And now they're going to actually have a chance to put their money where their mouth is. So I guess we are not going to be seeing many British people shorting Bitcoin. So we're going to see what the reality of the market is, in their opinion, of what is going to happen to the Bitcoin price.
Number one, they're giving a platform for institutional investors to enter the market, where previously institutional investors haven't had an opportunity. But the other thing they're doing is that they're giving a platform to people who want to speculate on the price of Bitcoin in the future. So if the price today is, say, $8,500, you can speculate by pinning a price in the future of, say, $10,000. And if Bitcoin gets to $10,000, then you get $10,000, but you don't enjoy any more of the upside. Is that right?
You will be locking in your profit of $1,500 short term. However, you will be losing out on any profit if the price goes over $10,000, which it should. So if you thought Bitcoin went up really fast and really hard when no one has it in their wallet and you can't buy that much with it, what happens when Square Cash lets everyone buy it with their credit cards nearly instantly? What happens when more retail and user adoption occurs? What happens when Tier 2 rolls out and we have nearly instant and free transactions that are backed by and secured by real digital gold on the most secure network with the most hash power and the best developers? That only drives the price up. So we're at the beginning of an S-curve, and you have the once-in-a-lifetime, very rare chance to get in before Wall Street does. So the early adopters, us, speculators, miners, investors, we got in before Wall Street did. And now Wall Street's going to get in with their futures before Main Street. So the futures will allow an ETF, and the ETF will let Joe, normal guy, invest his IRA in it. So we got in before Wall Street. Wall Street gets in before Main Street. We take over the world.
What you're saying is that now institutions who previously...
Okay, so this guy is actually predicting what can happen in a chain of events from the futures being real in the markets, and this chain of events may or may not take place, but if everything goes smoothly, there's no reason why an ETF may not be a reality in the near future. I know for sure that the Winklevoss brothers are going to push it again for it. Well, that would be all for today. I want to say thank you to everyone who have watched this video. This is my first video in the channel, and I want you to strongly suggest you to, if you like this video, subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my channel and like the video, and you can also leave the comments for any questions you have about the issues we have talked. And of course, I want to make clear that I'm not by any means a financial advisor, and the ideas expressed here on my own. I'm only an amateur investor in cryptocurrencies, and do your due research and before putting any money into crypto assets, and do not risk more money than you can afford to lose. Please, you can follow me on my Telegram channel. You can join me on my Discord server, and you can support this channel in Patreon, and you can also donate to the wallets which are listed below. And I hope you enjoy this, and I see you soon.